Coming to you live from the Minnesota Twins Spring Training Complex in Fort Myers, Florida. We're getting ready for Game 2 between the Mighty Mussels and the St. Lucie Mets. Hello and welcome inside the broadcast booth, everyone. I'm John Vitas alongside Patterson Fallis. And Patterson, it was a night to forget for the Mussels bats last night. Shut out in the series opener, and both pitching staffs set season highs in strikeouts.
Yeah, it was a historical night for both teams, a historically bad night for the Mussels, a historically good night for the Mets, but really the bullpen for the Mussels was the lone bright spot for them. 3 guys out of the pen combined for 7 in the third scoreless, 14 strikeouts, just a couple of hits, and that was really the good thing to come out of last night's game, in a game that you'd really like to forget.
A couple more promotions for the Mighty Mussels after the loss last night as well. They lost Walker Jenkins and Matt Clayton at the beginning of the week, and now Nick Lucky and Spencer Bengard both get the promotion to High A Cedar Rapids. Bengard, top 5 in the league in wins, ERA in the ones. He was supposed to pitch tonight, but of course will move up to Cedar Rapids instead.
Yeah, both of those are really tough losses for this Mussels team. Bengard has been far and away the most dominant, the most effective, the best starter here in the Florida State League for the Mighty Mussels here. And Nick Lucky, he provided a lot of defensive versatility for this team. And that is, a little bit lacking right now with the roster construction.
Yeah, OPS for Lucky over 1,200 in the last couple of weeks. So big losses on both fronts there. Now to step in for Bengard tonight, it'll be left-hander Ross Dunn, who was not assigned to a specific game this week, but he's coming off one of his best outings of the season.
Yeah, it was a no-hitter through 3 innings. That weird sort of funky game that had some weather, delay and ultimately end that contest after 6 innings. But Dunn's a guy who has, high potential, just has struggled with finding it in certain spots. And I like him here tonight in a spot where he's maybe not necessarily going into the week thinking that he's going to be pitching here on Wednesday.
And for the Mets here in Game 2, it's Edgar Moretta getting the ball.
Yeah, Moretta struggled since joining the Mets here from the Florida Complex League in late June, and he's a guy that the number that stands out for him is a .353 opponent batting average against. So the Mussels, they've got to look to strike early, and they've got to look to strike often.
While we have a moment, let's introduce you to the third member of our broadcast team, as Hannah Jo Groves has tonight's Down on the Farm report.
Thanks, guys. For today's Down on the Farm report, we are looking in on the AAA St. Paul Saints, whose early start time today did not slow down the bats in their game against the Iowa Cubs. The offense was hot all day long, with former Mighty Muscle Junior Severino crushing a 2-run homer to right field in the first inning. Severino then rinsed and repeated this process, this time blasting one over the center field fence for 3 runs and his 18th of the season. The home run trend continued in the top of the third as Winton Bernard drove one out to left field for his 5th of the season, making the score 6-0. Then in the top of the 6th, Deshaun Kersey Jr. notched his 11th homer of the season with a fly ball to right to get the lead up to 7-0. 4 more runs came in for the Saints over the next 3 innings, and the final score was 11-0. They'll continue their series against the Cubs tomorrow at 7:30 and try to extend their win streak to 3. That was today's Down on the Farm report, brought to you by Brandt, professional agriculture proud to power the Mighty Mussels. It's about time for first pitch here at Hammond Stadium. Let's send it back to John Vitas and Patterson Fallis.